My name is Logan Sand, and this is my final project. For this project, you are going to need at least one clay pot, a bucket of water that you don't mind getting dirty, a handful of syringes. You can use the medical kind or the ink refilling kind. I use the medical kind because they're cheaper. A selection of nail polish, and I'm using rubber gloves just because I don't want to get messy. And you need a program in processing that randomly generates lines. The program that I've written is relatively simple. There are only a handful of variables that the user needs to change in order to randomize the pot. There is the range, which is the length of each segment, as you can see here. There's the number of changes, which is the number of angles. I have set it to 15. And there's an array of colors, which each represent the colors that I'm using as options in the project. This index right here randomly selects the colors, and then at the bottom of the processing window, it will print out a line of colors that you can use. So let's run this and see what it generates. So here you have this line. And over here, you can see that it has written purple, indicating that the purple nail polish is to be used on this line. The next step is to take a piece of tissue paper that you have cut to the size of the screen. In this case, my processing window is 1000 by 1000 pixels, and just hold it up to the screen and trace over the line that the program has drawn for you. You should be as precise as possible to avoid any sort of human error. And so the next step is to take the piece of tissue paper that you've drawn on, or that the program has drawn on, and lay it in the water. And so you can see the outline of the pencil on top of the paper. The paper is there to hold the pigment in place while you are drawing the lines. And then you just take your syringe that you have filled with nail polish. This is full of purple. You don't need much, maybe 20 milliliters. And then you just trace over that line on the paper. And this is about what it will look like when you're done. And as you can see, the nail polish is spread around a bit, but that is the inherent nature of working on a waterbed, which is doubling as a particle system. And so now, all you do is select a pot. I'm going to use this one, and dip it in. If you dip it from the base, then a lot of the ink will stay on the bottom, and so I'm going to dip it from the side. So you just dip, shake it to get the paper off, and now your pattern has been transferred to your clay pot. And then you just set it aside and wait for it to dry. And as you can see on this one, you can dip it multiple times with multiple patterns, but it is important to let it dry between each coat. Otherwise, you risk washing off the still wet coat.